let's start with a simple problem. What is 5 plus 5? Pure mathematics. Nobody knows?
Clap.
What is 5 plus 5?
Yeah, 5.
Mathematics, come on! What is 5 plus 5?
We're all
the
those
brain.
masters, right?
Mathematics, what is 5 plus 5?
10.
10.
Only 2 people know that?
Yeah.
I have doubts.
Come on, what is
What
5
is the
plus
base
5?
of the number?
I'm getting crazy
Arithmetic,
ideas.
normal mathematics.
This is a decimal number, right?
Yeah, maybe.
The base of the number is important.
Okay,
Octa.
5 plus 5 is 10.
Decimal 10, okay.
That is realism.
55.
Okay.
Okay? That's reality. 5 plus 5 is 10. Come on. Now, tell me what is question mark plus question mark. Like, if we have to make 10, what can be there?
Infinite set of possibilities.
Okay.
2 claps.
Give me some numbers here. As in, you said infinite possibilities, but give me some possibilities.
4 plus 6.
4 plus 6. Okay.
3 plus 7.
3
2
plus
plus 8.
7.
2 plus 8.
9.9 plus 0.1.
9.9 plus
0.1.
okay. And we can have infinite possibilities. This is creativity. So what I want to tell is that when a problem has only single solution, single accepted solution, is reality. When a problem can have multiple different solutions, then the options that you come up with is creativity. So none of the answers are wrong over here because you're solving the same problem through various modes. So that's creativity. And could you all think of some options here? Is there anybody who had no idea what to put in here? Anybody? No.
We had ideas.
So each one of us is
Creative.
creative. So we are busting a myth over here that each one of us is creative. But actually, we don't believe that. I'm not a creative person. I simply do not have the right kind of mustache. I'm not a creative person because my job doesn't allow me to be creative. I'm not a creative person because I'm a scientist. I follow rules. That's the set of myths that we have with us. Now, once we understand what the reality is and what are the options, we can start using our creative minds. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you a real story. And this is from my own personal experience. In my previous organization, I was made innovation and new product development manager. Okay? A fancy title. And surprisingly, I got the best team of the organization. The best instructional designers. Instructional designers are basically thinkers, dreamers, visualizers who think about big learning ideas and formulate a strategy around how we can make learning process better. I got the best technologists who had all the ideas about how we can do learning through mobile, how we can use the latest gadgets, how we can use the entire set of technologies available to us to improve the learning methodology. And I had the best QA of the organization with me, who was so picky on things that even the best of the instructional designers and technologists would hate her for her accuracy. Now, the challenge was when I have all the titans in the house, would they work together? Because they were experts. They were the topmost, the most sought after people in the organization. They were put together in a new team and their role was innovation. And I was supposed to lead that team. So what did I do? We managers do meetings. So I started off by setting up a 9 a.m. meeting every day, 1 hour meeting. The subject line was, let's do innovation brainstorming. storyline was, welcome to this new team.
I'm glad you're alive.
I'm glad you're alive. Okay. Yes, I'm alive. And wait for the story to unfold. I invited everyone that let's be charged, because now we have been given innovation management role, and we are the only team in the entire globe leading the innovation drive in that particular organization. So how do we do it? Let's start discussing. What was the reaction? Can anybody tell me? When you get a meeting invite, for example, you were in that situation, what would be your first reaction?
Viral fever.
Viral fever? Okay. Any other reactions?
Decline. I have an important conflict.
Remember, I'm the manager, okay? So you have to tell me the conflicts also.
I'll make one. Don't worry.
So you're absolutely right. I had all the questions in the world which had nothing to do with the main subject, innovation. Do I need to carry a notepad to the meeting?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you may. Okay. 9 a.m.? That's too early. You reach office at 8 a.m. Why? How come 9 a.m. is early? Because 9 a.m. is my breakfast time. Bring breakfast to the meeting room. Cool. So we had a breakfast meeting then. Another thing, technologist. Why should I be in this meeting? Isn't thinking instructional designer's job? We would just implement what you tell us to do. Let them do the thinking, we'll do the implementation, QA will do the QA. Why are we needed in this meeting? QA. I need specification. I need to know what is the specification. I need to know how I have to check, and that's it. Where is innovation? I'm not needed in this meeting. So day one, meeting day. Before I could even enter the meeting room, this was the situation. There was a hit rate within the group already, proving superiority, and of course I allowed the breakfast in. Now, in that situation, what would you do?
Party time.
So they are fighting.
You should have had a good agenda to your meeting. Stick to the agenda, and the fighting is not a part of that agenda.
So it's even before the agenda, even before we started off the meeting.
I should have published the agenda in advance,
It was
right?
there.
Bosses apart.
You could say meeting is cancelled now. All of
Okay,
you
so
go
you
to
think
your
it
own
should have been
desk.
cancelled?
Not really. You cannot do that. I mean, try to focus them back to the agenda. Tell them what the conversation is all about, and rally their thoughts around. Tell them how they fit
8 to
into
10
all the
minutes.
blocks.
Is it 8 minutes? Okay. Alright. Okay.
Yeah, because they're all very confused about what this is and how they fit in, and they all think that they are the champions, which they are. But then you really have to bring the essence that what their importance is and how they fit in to the whole
Yeah.
thing of it.
So the concerns that the team had were like, why am I needed? They had to be addressed. But then I did not cancel the meeting. That's something that is actually counterproductive. That actually shows that the
You
meeting
learn
should
that
not
when you
have-
become a manager. You cannot cancel that
that
meeting. That's
meeting-
not an option.
meeting should not have happened in the first place. That means you're taking a step back and saying, sorry, I shouldn't have kept this meeting.
Yeah, that's not an option.
So that's not at all an option. And actually, there's one more concern that I want to put forward is, what about instructional designer? The instructional designer had a perspective that since I'm the thinker, I'm the person who is giving ideas, why do I need to discuss it with the rest of the folks? What's the point of discussing it with a QA or a technologist? I'll give the idea, let them implement it, let them QA it, and that's it. But then again, it's important to discuss because that was one team. A technologist would give a perspective on practicality, the implementation side, whether the idea is feasible or not. QA will talk about whether we can add in more aspects to the whole story. And in the innovation meeting, everyone was expected to come up with an idea, not just instructional designer. So at the end, where we reached eventually was this. The same team working together, inviting each other to meetings, and even without me, eventually they were having meetings. They were brainstorming, they were discussing, and they wanted things to happen in a way it would lead to success of an idea. And this was a successful team. This was the first team which launched some of the newest cloud courses in the market. It formed the Cloud Credential Council. And eventually, what they understood was that you have to collaborate if you really want to innovate. Innovation is not one person's job. Innovation doesn't lie with one person's hunch. Innovation happens when you share your hunch with another person's hunch, collaborate, take feedback, and improvise. And that's how you edify. Over to the Toastmaster.